So, one of the things that people have asked about is how to deal with children who are in the home when there's someone dying. And that's a hard one. We do have a childhood bereavement program. It's called the Caring House. And we have child life specialists that help to deal with children who are going through that terminal illness. It changes the home. And people will think, oh, the kids are doing fine. This is not even phasing them. Well, no, I'm sorry. It is. They may be acting like everything's fine. It will come out later, and it will come out either as bad behavior, anxiety, sleeplessness, tearfulness, fearfulness, but it will come out. They feel it, they know something's wrong, and they don't know how to process it. So the sooner you can get them someone to help them deal with it, the better. And what we do at our hospice is, as I said, we have the Caring House, which is a child bereavement program where children can meet in support groups with their peers that have had a loss. And that's really the best way to handle it, is to have to talk to other people that are your own age, particularly with teenagers, because they don't trust adults, they trust each other. So to have them talk to each other about what is going on and what they're feeling and what they're thinking is the best thing to do. Little guys, it's the same thing. They can talk to each other. So we do, with the little guys, we do projects, and we have them work out grief through art, and we do that with teenagers as well. And that's the best way for them to go through and express what's going on with them, because they're not just going to sit down with you like an adult and say, I'm having a bad day today. I'm really missing dad today. They're just not going to do that. They're just going to act out in their behavior and let you know something's wrong. I have a 7-year-old that we've adopted, and he is my great nephew. My nephew had some problems, he and his wife, with drugs, really since my little guy was born. And we had him off and on since then. We adopted him when he was 6. And my brother is his grandfather, and my brother just died in January, very suddenly, of the flu. And so we got to use the Caring House, and we got to see what a great job they do in helping children deal with loss, particularly sudden loss. But one of the things that I used to do before I had to deal with it in my own family, if I had a patient where there were children, one of the ways that I would help to explain it is I would use a candle. So like the jars, candles you would get like from Bath and Body Works or even Walmart, um, I would explain it as the jar is like the body, and the candle inside that burns and that gives the fragrance and gives us light and gives a little heat, that's like the soul. So that's the part that's alive and showing us that they're there with us. And when that flame goes out, whether it burns all the way down to where there's no flame left, or if it's suddenly snuffed out by whatever means, that soul is gone. There's no heat, there's no color, there's no fragrance. All that's left is that jar that's cold, and that's the body. So the body's left behind, the soul and the spirit are gone. And whatever your beliefs are, I'm a Christian. I believe they go to heaven. Some people believe that, it's snuffed out, it's gone, they're just gone. Um, I don't go into that part. I leave that up to the parent or guardian or whoever. But we talk about then that body is what's left behind, and that's the part that's either buried and goes into the ground or is dealt with in whatever means they choose to, whether it's cremated. I don't go into those details either. I feel like that's the parent's role to explain. I just say there's the body left that, has to be dealt with. A soul is spirit. The soul and spirit are what made that person, and they're gone. So that has always been a really good way of explaining to children. They can understand it. It's got a visual. They can grasp it. They can hold on to it. And so one good project that you could do while teaching this lesson is to make a candle. And you can go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart and buy these kits to make a candle. and talk about it while you're doing it. And, just say you've got grandpa living in the house who's terminally ill and dying. You can be making that candle and talking about how the wax and the wick are the soul and the spirit, and that's what makes grandpa who he is. And that sweet fragrance, is how he makes us laugh, and he's funny to be around, and we like watching these shows together. And you kind of talk about memories and what makes grandpa special. And then you can also talk about how when death comes, that um, candle will be gone. That soul and spirit is what's going to be snuffed out. What's important with children, and I'm going to talk about this more in later um, episodes. But what's really important with children is they think they can catch death. So that's really important to make sure they know that they can't catch it. Um, if you say they went to a better place, well, that they take that very literally. So they weren't happy here with me, so they went to a better place. Well, I wasn't being good enough. So, or God took them from us. Grandpa was so special, God took him. Well, is God going to take me if I'm good? So you have to really think about what you're saying to children. They're very literal. So that's just a really brief thing I wanted to share with you about how I've talked to children about death and dying. And as I said, later on, I'm going to share more. And I do hope that I get more people on here that we can discuss, and you can share your ideas and ways that you've dealt with these things. So I'm hoping that you'll subscribe. There's a subscribe button right down to the right, and there's a little bell beside it. If you hit that, you'll be notified anytime I upload something, and I'm going to try to keep things uploaded every week, because this is something I'm really passionate about and I want to share. I want to get ideas from you guys. If there are hospice nurses out there, child life specialists, CNAs, hospice aides, that, oh my gosh, our hospice aides are so precious. Pastors, chaplains, nursing directors, anybody out there that's involved in home health or hospice, please share your ideas with me. I always want to learn. I am a certified hospice and palliative care nurse, but I know just a drop in the bucket. I'm always wanting to learn. So anything you can share with me, I want to learn it. Families that have been there on the forefront, if you've dealt with children and death and dying, please let me know. Share your stories with me. I want to know how you dealt with it. I want to know how it worked, what didn't work. As I said, I'm going through it myself personally with my little boy. He's my son now. We've adopted him, and losing my brother, his pop, has been hard. Um, he cried himself to sleep again the other night. Like I said, it's been 6 months, so I'm grieving myself, and then I'm trying to help him get through grief. So it's been tough. But anyway, share, and I want to join. I want to have a little community here. At some point, I really want to interview other family members and hospice people that are involved in hospice, and volunteers that help us, and get outlooks from everybody. So I'm hoping to build this up and make it a way to help me and help others. Because as I said, hospice is my passion. It's my life. God, my family, and hospice. I love it. So hope you have a good day. Hope you leave me a comment, like, um, like this if it was helpful. Just let me know. Leave me some feedback. Let me know you're out there. All right, guys. Bye.